It is time for our Merry Bookmas Readathon author chat live show. However, currently we're without our author. She's coming. But yeah, while my co-hosts here introduce themselves, I'm going to go and send Amanda Foody a quick email just to make sure everything's okay. So you guys introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Kaylani from Kaylani Simply Me. I read a ton of books. Most of you guys here probably know us pretty well if you've been following along with the SeasonAthons, but I read literally everything, but my top reads for most of the year are fantasy and romance with a little bit of contemporary mixed in, and then I try to read a little bit of everything. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button in the description box below. I'm sure Mel will link it.
Yes.
I'm trying to stall so you have more time now.
I just wrote her and I was like, hi, we are live now. Are you still coming? Because like we were literally just writing like the day before yesterday. And so
wonder if she got the timing wrong.
I don't know. I did say Eastern time every time. All right, sorry. I interrupted your introduction, Clint. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Clint from Reed's Readers. I'm sure you know who I am. I've been here since the SeasonAthon, since the beginning, since these were mine and Mel's baby, and then we brought on Kaylani because she's fucking fabulous. Like Kaylani, I read a lot of fantasy, contemporaries. Really, I read a lot of queer books, let's just be honest. Especially queer werewolves. Even though certain people are dissing some of my favorites, not putting them on their favorites list, but that's besides the point. Kidding. But yeah, I'm sure she'll link me down below. Come follow me if you want for a messy good time, and come read The Rainbow with me.
They are both definitely linked down below. And Clint dropping the F-bomb when we're here to talk about a middle grade book. Come on.
Oh, crap. I didn't even realize I did that. My bad.
Demonetized.
My bad, yo. My bad. I'll try to be better.
Y'all, I just realized I was still wearing my pajamas.
It's okay. It's
Girl,
okay.
I'm wearing sweatpants right now and a
t-shirt. Me too, but like I forgot to change my shirt.
I have no idea where our author is currently, so
we're
just gonna chat about the book.
You want to touch on the comments really quick? Just say hello to everybody.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Karina. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Hope. Hello, A-Star Reads. Hello, Melissa.
Happy New
Year's.
Did anybody do anything fun for New Year's?
I went gambling.
Yay. Did you win anything?
Well, it depends on who you're asking. If you're asking my husband, we lost. But I, with my money, left with more money than I started with. He, on the other hand, lost everything. I won.
I got drunk yesterday and ate cheesecake for Betty White while watching Encanto with friends.
Oh, Betty.
Betty.
So. Plot twist, she doesn't show up.
That would not be good.
I updated my Goodreads. I edited my wrap-up vlog. I figured out my top 10 for the year and my reading stats. And that was the extent of my New Year's Eve. And then I stayed up finishing a book.
Yeah, we got home at like 4:30 and I laid in bed the rest of the day watching YouTube, catching up on my watch later list.
I crawled into bed wasted at like 1 o'clock in the morning and woke up at 7:30 this morning.
I went to bed at like 3 this morning and woke up around 11. But I wasn't drunk. I had sparkling cider as our midnight toast. Yeah, we were lame.
Us too.
Let's see.
I had rum
says a messy good time. Outfit change. I pretty much only wear pajamas these days.
Accurate.
Plot twist, she doesn't show up. I really hope that's not the case.
That would be a first for SeasonAthon.
That would be a first.
And this is our first time doing, well, technically it's our second time doing a middle grade, but technically our first with an author.
You know what? Let me just double check and make sure I didn't accidentally send her like
The wrong link.
the link for the after hours. Make sure, because that would be oopsie.
Let's hope not.
Well, I mean, I can fix that if that's the case. I can just send her the right one. Where is that?
DU5R?
That's the right one. I did send her the correct one. Amanda, where are you? Ah!
Makes you wonder, how bad did she drink last night?
Double wasted.
Let's see. I read all night from like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. I've already finished a book today.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's talk about our prompts. Did you say that? And how we did?
I almost hit all
Time.
prompts except 2, the royalty and retelling prompt.
I only missed one prompt.
I got them all.
One prompt.
I'm pretty sure I got them all with like doubling up and tripling up and stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely had to do that in order to get all of them, just because I did not complete my PBR.
I think I doubled up only on 2 prompts, so not too bad. Not too bad.
I'm doing a 24 and 72 hour readathon right now and got the Accidental Apprentice done yesterday. Yay.
What did everybody rate Accidental Apprentice? Seeing as the author's not here, let's go ahead and talk a little bit what we can while we're waiting.
Yep. I can say all 3 of us gave it 4 stars. We all very much enjoyed it.
I've already pre-ordered the sequel.
Have it right here. I think I pre-ordered the sequel as well. If I remember correctly.
I found another thing that we could talk about while everyone's doing their end of the year goals. Did you guys hit your end of the year goals? How many books did you read?
Let's see. Have you read White Smoke? I'm on page 204. This book is so good. I have not read that book.
I have not read it. It's right here. I want to read it so bad.
As far as my Goodreads goal, I had my goal set the same as I did last year, which was only 120 books, and I read 209. So yeah, I crushed it. I hit it in like April.
Yeah, I set my Goodreads goal for 125, and I got to 223. So
nice,
crushed it.
Watch them being a lot better at this than I am, because I only read, according to Goodreads, I only read 103. But wait till my stats video so I can actually tell you all my exact stats, because I do December to November, so.
Sure. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm still doing the math on that stats video, so I don't know when that'll actually come up in January, but it will.
Do we know the Goodreads color for the year yet? Does anybody know that?
Orange. It's like
Orange.
this weird burnt orange color.
Interesting. Oh, I hate it.
I know, right?
How do we see this?
Go to your reading challenge. If you click on reading challenge on Goodreads, it'll show you the color.
Oh, okay. Let's
see. I set mine as 50 to start with, because the fact of wedding planning, I want to make sure that I give me kind of a leeway. I know I'm going to hit more than 50, but if I don't, whatever. But wedding planning has to come first.
True.
Because I'm getting married in November, so I kind of have to get that stuff taken care of.
So what was your Goodreads goal for 2021, Clint?
It was 100.
Okay, well, you did it.
I never hit more than 100. Like, I always set it at 100 if I can.
Yeah, I figured there's 12 months and I could easily read 10 books a month. So that's why I set mine at 120. And then if I pass it up, last year I did like 100 or 239 books. I'm just like, this year, 2022, I imagine I'm going to read less, just because I'm not going to make myself read as much. Well, then y'all see.
Then you see your TBR.
Yeah,
ma'am. Ma'am.
I'm taking it easy on myself. Has 19 books.
But hey, all three of us are TBRs. Let's be honest. All three of us are at least 14 or higher.
Oh, you haven't seen my TBR yet, Mel, and I fucking screwed myself. I screwed myself so bad.
Kaylani dropping the F-bomb.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Wrong live show.
I'm so mad at myself because I got I had to fill a prompt in 10 seconds, and the prompt was big book, and me being a dumb booty, I picked Priority of the Orange Tree.
Oh.
Willingly picked it, pulled it off my shelf, willingly. I'm so mad.
That's a big book.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you can find an audiobook for that. That would help.
I have it. Karina was kind enough to let me use it. I stole it, actually. I stole it from her. Thanks, Karina.
Let's see. A-Star says, I haven't done the enemies to friends to lovers or retellings. And I did that with Raven Song.
Because
that was
10 out of 12 prompts. That's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
I did that with, hold on, 1, 2.
We did that on Christmas Eve. Go, girl. Early.
Nice. I gave it 5 stars.
4, 5.
I rated the group book 5 stars.
6,
Yay.
7. 8 of my books were friends to lovers. 8 out of 10.
Nice. Hi, Happy New Year. I rated it 5 stars and loved it. Yay. I have it 4 stars as well and requested the sequel from my library.
Everyone seemed to love it. That's so good.
4 stars. We do such a good job with our group book.
Okay, Mel, this is such a better middle grade pick for us than our very first SeasonAthon book.
Yeah. The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman.
Oh.
I have since learned I don't really like Neil Gaiman's writing. Same.
I only like one book by him. And it's the one that you DNF'd and hated. Even though I went back and looked up what I rated the Graveyard Book, I rated it a 5-star, but now looking back on it, I was like, no, that's more of a 3-star now. That book was bad.
Hope read 217 books last year out of her 150 goal. Way to go. A-Star, I read 120. Goal was 100. I started my goal at 75, then bumped it to 100. I read 133, so I smashed it. You're all smashing it.
We love it.
My Goodreads was 50 and read 69. There you
go.
Love
it when you surpass a goal. Yeah.
Milani, I had the same reaction of seeing the color. Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah. I saw it this morning when
no. It was so pretty though. That's the problem. Like that lavender purpley color was so gorgeous. Then you went to orange.
I mean, I would have my hair that color orange.
But that would look good on you. I just want that color.
I read 180. My goal was 150. 2022 goal is 200.
Love that for you.
Yeah, not a fan of 2022's color, but I'm starting the year with 100 books as my goal. You got this.
You got this.
I finished all the Bookmas prompts. I love all the books I read. Yay! Ooh. Hey, sharing is caring. You know it. My goal was 80 and I read 82. There you go. Sorry I'm late, but I slept through my alarm. Love you all. Have a great 2022. It's okay, Jon. You're not the only one late. Our author is too. Yeah. I'm going to check my email again. Hold on. Where is she at?
Amanda, wherefore art thou, Amanda Foody?
Nothing.
Oi.
Should we message?
Do what?
Instagram?
Or Twitter?
Let me try.
So while you're doing that, a friend of mine asked me for book recommendations this morning. And I don't think she realizes what she got herself into when she asked for fantasy with a hint of romance and spice.
So you gave her Wolfsong?
Oh, no, I said anything by TJ Klune. Oh. But the first one I gave her was ACOTAR, and she's like, the reason why I'm asking for recommendations is I'm currently reading ACOTAR. And I was like, okay.
Oh.
If you're loving that, okay, we can go from there. The only one I couldn't give her was YA dystopian books because I don't read YA dystopian anymore.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Okay, so I wrote her on Instagram. I'm also going to write her on Twitter if I can.
But like,
Lord.
if y'all can see how much I gave her recommendations,
Well, damn.
I was like, "You asked for recommendations," and at one point I was like, "I'll shut up now," and she's like, "No, keep them coming." My
I love
Amazon
doing
wish list is
recommendation
filling
lists.
up. I was like, he, don't tell me that.
So I had this brilliant idea this morning, and I'm like hooked, and now I have to do all of it. So you guys know that my TBR for my TBR videos are always huge,
Mhm.
and I can never really fit in like secret TBRs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit down and film the first clips to every single secret TBR that I'm planning to do this year. And then that way I know ahead of time my secret TBRs, and I can try to put them in my TBRs for the remainder of the year. So I'm going to have
Oh.
11 secret TBR videos going up this year, one for every month. And I'm going to film a vlog for every one of them, but I get to plan and film them this month. And I'm so excited. I'm like pumped.
See, you're doing that, and I'm doing my TikTok challenge of every month. I'm going to read a famous, popular book on TikTok or a book by a TikTok author, and be like, "Is it worth it?" I'm also doing. Occasionally, I'm going to do.
Mel is silently freaking out.
Mel freaks out over everything, though. Love
Man,
you.
that's some shade right there, Clint.
Do you expect anything less from me, though?
Absolutely not.
I'm aiming for 150 this year.
Hold on, you got this.
This is the first time I've caught one of your lives. I'm so excited. I love all your channels. Yay! We're so glad you're here.
Yay,
I wish Amanda
welcome.
were here too.
This is awkward, y'all.
Because it's like, our author chat live show.
No author. We've
Mine
been
is
ghosted.
the author.
We've been ghosted.
Blink, blink, blink.
I don't think we've ever been ghosted this hard before.
Well, no, honestly, I think maybe it's like a time zone thing, or
Like
maybe
I'm hoping at 3 my time is when she'll pop in. Where is she living? Hold on.
I don't know.
What time zone is she in?
I don't know. Let's Google. Amanda Foody, where are you?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Okay, so she's on Eastern time. What? Girl,
Amanda, where are you? Elmo.
My goal was 70, but I didn't quite make it. Ended up being 66. That's still really good.
Great.
That is.
Amazing.
Haha. I always warn people that ask me for book recommendations. Be careful what you ask for.
Yep.
Good luck,
Girl,
Kehlani.
truth.
Amanda, where are you? That's a very good question. Well, the sun is coming up in Australia.
Damn, you're up early, John.
Yeah.
Also, John, you won the giveaway that I had on my channel, and I haven't heard from you. So if you could message me so I can send you something, that'd be great.
Yay! Congratulations, John. Where's Amanda?
Welcome, T.
Hi, T. You read 93 books? Go off.
Way to go.
I will say the only reason why I was able to meet my goal this year is because the amount of graphic novels and the little short things that are Alice Oseman that you can count on Goodreads that are like 5-10 pages that can count on Goodreads.
True. That's
Listen.
Okay, so at this point in time, we don't have our author, and we're 20 minutes into the live show. So I think we should at least discuss the book and our thoughts on the book. And hopefully Amanda will show up at some point. I thought this was super cute. It was very fun. One of the questions that I wanted to ask Amanda, which hopefully I'll get that chance, was what inspired her to delve into the world of middle grade? Like all her other books are YA I believe her newest, this one is YA as well.
It's YA.
And so this is, I think, her first middle grade, and I thought it was super cute. It was a lot of fun.
Did anybody get nostalgic vibes while reading it? Like, I
Nostalgic
felt
vibes.
like I was going back to a book that I read when I was a kid. Like, I felt Spiderwick Chronicles. I felt, I got Lemony Snicket vibes. I got Harry Potter essences in it. I got Charlie Bone. I got a bunch of books that I read as a kid. And I felt that nostalgia as I was reading it, and I felt like I was coming home to something that I read as a kid, and I was just like, oh, now that kids can have stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree. It does give me very like classic YA vibes.
It gave me even though it's very, very, very different, it gave me like Nevermore vibes a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like in Nevermore, not really belonging and having to leave your home and all of that. Yep. And he didn't really belong and was an orphan, had to leave his home. And also the name, like Barclay, like
it's very Nevermore-esque. I totally agree. Now that you said that, like I can draw so many freaking comparison lines.
Mm-hmm.
Can we also discuss the fact that in the book, when you notice all the characters, none of like their races were mentioned slightly, but then the more you got into it, you could picture them however you could see them yourselves.
Yeah.
Because now that I'm looking at the cover, because when I read it, the cover was off.
You have a little black girl.
To me, Barclay was I got more of like a Middle Eastern kind of vibe of the town he was in, being in the middle of nowhere, but like in my head I got a Middle Eastern because it's how the people treated him. Like he was so different and so like he would be the one that would stand out as like the most different in the village. Which I want to know more about his backstory.
Kaylani's going to drop a burning candle on herself.
That was so scary.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that live.
That would be an interesting live too. Another outfit change.
No more outfit changes. No more.
But yeah, like their whole competition thing gave me like the competition that was in Nevermore. It gave me those same kind of vibes too.
And I love the fact that I didn't realize it when I started this book. I think I mentioned it in our group chat that this hits so many of our Merry Bookmas prompts. You have animal companions, you have found family, you have competitions, you have chosen one. So you could have used this for so many different.
And you can use it for Bookception as well.
Yep.
It also worked for my TBR knockout. Red and green on the cover. Red or green on the cover. So yeah, it worked for that. This definitely fit for a lot of stuff. Made for those that took advantage of the double, triple, quadruple, sextuplet, however.
Also, could you slightly use this for the chosen one trope? Seeing as his beast chose him.
Yeah, he was definitely a chosen one.
Then I've completed all the challenges then. We're good.
Yay!
I'll quadruple whatever this one for like most of them that I need.
Very whimsical and nostalgic. This made me think of Pokemon. I don't know enough about Pokemon to know.
I get the Pokemon vibes, but at the same time, it felt more Digimon-esque than it was Pokemon. Solely for their bonds are a little bit different in Digimon than it is in Pokemon. But I get where you're going with that. I would be the only nerd right here that would know that. But
I really don't read many middle grades, but reading this book makes me want to read more. Yay! Middle grades are so much fun.
So fun.
I love me some middle grade. I did just skip my next renewal for my Alcrate middle grade, as well as my Alcrate. I'm already like, as soon as I did it, I immediately started having FOMO of all of the Crate special edition books that I'm going to miss.
I am going to partake from commenting on that. No
Oh
comment.
yes, yeah, I understand why. I pretty much just did it because I didn't cancel my subscription. I just skipped my renewal for one time, and then I'll decide from there. But 2022 is going to be the year of travel in my house, so I need to save some money. And those two subscriptions is about, together with the shipping and everything, is a little over $500 every 6 months. So a little over $1,000 a year. So yeah, but I'm also getting both the unplugged book boxes, both both of the bookish boxes, and the Once Upon a Book Club box. So
I don't know who it was if it was a Lumicrate or if it was a Fairy Loot that just announced their adult only book box. But I signed up for the wish list for that because that sounds really cool and I need more adult fantasy in my life. So that's the only other one that I plan on getting this year. Other than that, I'm trying to.
I think that's Fairy Loot.
Is it Fairy Loot?
Because I know Illumicrate dropped their romance book box subscription.
Don't tell me that.
Because I know Becca's gotten like 2 of them so far.
How did I not know this? Oh my god, this is
And
really
one
bad.
of and I know the first one they did was the 3rd book in the Kiss Quotient. I think. Yeah. That's Hogue, right? Yeah.
Okay. What did y'all think of the mushroom farming thing?
I loved it. I loved it.
Like, I'm really curious. Like, what made her think of him being an apprentice to a mushroom farmer?
I don't know. That was very strange.
I think in my head, I think she did it so that it would help him later on. So that he would already have something that would set him apart and help him in one of the other challenges. I just wish she was here so we could ask her.
I know, right? Checking.
It's quarterly.
Oh,
Wait. I don't know what happened.
Okay, I'm just going to put this out here. I hope Amanda Foody is doing okay.
Yes.
And she's not hurt at all. I'm just going to put that out there. It is 2022. We need all the good damn vibes we can.
Absolutely. Hopefully she's just oops. And like, I didn't make it home in time or something.
Or watch, she's still asleep.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I had a little too much fun celebrating last night.
And then she could just join us later on for the live show to drink more.
That's true. You know, I can write her and be like, oh, well, the author chat went okay. But we would love to have you join us for our after hours live show, where we can chat.
Okay.
I'm waiting to get my Fairy Loot. It should be here next week, and it's my first ever book box. And yes, Kaylani, it's Fairy Loot.
Thank you.
Yes, Fairy Loot has the adult book only subscription starting in March.
I hope I can get in on that.
Absolutely love the mushroom farming bit, but I got my degree in biology. I wonder if there's like any connection with her and like biology or something like that because of
Well, she was an accountant. So I don't know.
At what point do we
Amanda Foody, where are you?
At what point do we say she's just not
so thoughts on the beast names?
They were very hard to. I'm glad I listened to the audiobook because I would not have been able to.
In my head, that was one of the only like major negatives was like if this is a middle grade for kids. This is where I got my Lemony Snicket vibes from, was all the names. Like the weird out there names that I was just like, a Stoolip, a Stirworm, a Petro Dragon,
Gavaldor?
Geraldor, yeah.
Nather Mara,
Yeah, I
Where did
listened to
how
the
did she come up with
audiobook.
those names?
a Lufthund. I will state some of the names I knew how to pronounce because they're characters in D&D. Like Beast You fight in D&D.
So maybe maybe that's where she pulled her names from. Maybe she was inspired by D&D.
That would
Possibly.
make sense. It kind of does totally make sense. I need to check
It
that
would be like a druid from D&D, a druid campaign. If like all the characters were druids.
Interesting.
Because druids in D&D are the only ones who get druids and sorcerers are the ones that get animal companions.
Oh, so maybe she's
And
a
they get to use their
D&Der.
powers.
See, I don't really know enough at all about D&D. I know Xander, him and his friends play D&D. I've never played.
I'm a
D&D.
nerd. I play D&D, so I'm a nerd.
I would play it. I've just never played it. It always, to me, I didn't understand it.
Oh, and Tori's like, maybe she's got the wrong date.
Maybe.
I don't know. I just got on, so not sure if you talked about this, but what is your favorite book box subscription that you subscribe to?
Mine is definitely a toss-up between Illumicrate and Fairy Loot.
Oh,
great. Sorry.
I know. I was like,
we just do their like special edition aspects, like their sprayed edges, their stencil edges, their hardcover art, their under the dust jacket art. But I think if I had to choose, I would probably choose Fairy Loot because Fairy Loot tends to do like the regular size, where Illumicrate sometimes does like the smaller books that I don't like.
Gosh, it's tough. Currently, I think maybe my favorite might be the Bookish box because I love getting the Bookish shirts. They cost a little bit more, but with shipping and everything, I think it doesn't cost much more than, say, Owlcrate, for example. And you get a shirt as well as a book and other stuff. And but I also absolutely love Unplugged Book Box. Their items that come with them are like really useful items a lot of the time, and they have a YA and an adult box, and I get them both, and I just really enjoy them both. And then probably in third place would be Once Upon a Book Club, just because it's very different and a unique reading experience, and it's not just random gifts. Like all of the gifts are something to do with the story, and you open them as you read the story, and so I think that's neat.
And I don't get enough to have an opinion because I'm broke and can't afford book boxes. I get subscription box books from like Half Price Books, or I'm the idiot who orders book box subscription, like special editions of books I've never read and still haven't read.
What are you pointing at?
From Blood and Ash. Which Sterling really wants to read now, which I find very, very odd.
Interesting.
It's really good. I know Kaylani is like, I personally, I've loved it. Like, I think I gave the first book 4 stars, and the second book I gave 4.5 stars. And then I think the third book I gave 5 stars.
It's going on my TikTok list.
So Clint was talking about it the other day when we were chatting with Karina, and he was like, "Oh, Sterling's mad that I bought it and haven't read it." And I'm like, "Well, I'll take it." And he was like, "You can take it if you give me your special edition of Heartstopper Volume 1." I'm like, "Never mind. I don't want it that bad."
No, I was like, I would give her the entire series, all 3 books for that one book.
She's like, no.
Never mind. I take it back.
She's like, you can keep it.
But I am going to try to give I am gonna try to get Heartstopper Volume 2 Special Edition. We have that written on the board in the living room to know exactly the day that it drops for people who can get it.
One thing, as far as book boxes go, my Once Upon a Book Club, the like the young adult box, tends to have books that I've heard of, books that I'm interested in general, whereas the adult box, it does like mostly a lot of historical fiction kind of stuff and things that I would not necessarily pick up for myself, but I've loved almost every single one of them that I've read. Like 4 to 5 stars on all of them. They're so good, and I'm finding that I really enjoy a lot of historical fiction when I read it, but I don't gravitate to ordering those or picking those up in the store, and so I like that I get those. Though a lot of times I will say the gifts, even though it's a unique experience, the gifts are not necessarily useful things. Some of them I might be able to use as like decor on my shelves, but sometimes it's like a letter.
Yeah,
Like,
it's very strange, some of the stuff.
Or something that looked like it might have been cute, but then like I can't actually use it. It like there's
See, I think that my least favorite things are like when they give you like replicas of something. Like, if you're a huge fan, like I get it. Like if somebody gave me like a replica of Danica's sword, that'd be something different. But like some of the replicas I get, I'm like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this.
Yeah, or there'll be like a photograph of these characters, and I'm like, I don't really care for like the paper stuff. So yeah, that is one of the downsides. Like the gifts are unique and they're unique to the story, and you can get some really cool gifts. I've gotten some really awesome, cool gifts through that, but
I've also seen you get some really weird stuff.
yeah,
Like a ring of old keys.
yeah.
That you just
So it
opened
was
up
like
and
it
you're
was
just
in
like holding it like, what am I supposed to
It's this
do?
big ring, like the ring's this big, and it's like thick metal, and then the keys are like this big, and they're like big iron keys. Like the thing was freaking heavy. The keys are this
What
big.
book was it for?
I think was it the Haunting of Ashburn
Yeah.
House? It was like a spooky book, and so they're like spooky looking keys, and I was like, well, I mean they'll make it like I can use them as decor, I guess.
That's
They
very
look like,
strange though.
but yeah, I'm like, there's absolutely nothing else I can do with it. Just like put it on display. I got some weird, spooky
Speaking
old
of
looking
special
keys.
editions, did you guys see Barnes & Noble special edition for Lord Olympus?
I
bought it.
maybe. I love the uniqueness.
I need it. I need the special edition. Yeah, I need the special edition.
Pretty.
I love it. I could not pass it up. I'm like, oh.
Have you read it yet?
I was about to like pay, and I'm like, oh, can I have that? I have not read it yet, but I want to so bad.
Oh my god, you need to so that you and I can discuss it because it's something I know you're gonna love.
It is a retelling, Mel, so you should probably love it, right? Hey, Persephone.
I do need to.
Granted, if you want to, you can continue on with it on Webtoons.
True.
Or you could just wait till the next volume. I'm personally thinking about waiting for the next volume, but we'll see the closer we get to it on if I feel like I have to continue.
What's your thoughts on His Beast?
I fucking loved His Beast. Oh, I did it again. I really loved
it. At least it's not just me.
I really loved His Beast. I thought he was great. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm trying to think of thoughts without spoiling. Just in case anybody hasn't actually read the book.
I think everybody here, from the sounds of it, I think everybody here has read the book.
I love His Beast. And I love the fact that His Beast chose him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love the name Root. Because it's all started out as the root of all problems. For
the
him.
root of his problems.
But let's move past His Beast real fast. What did y'all think of the little twist?
This is my thing. Middle grade especially. I saw it coming like a mile away.
I had a suspicion on one of them, but I didn't think both of them.
I'm curious to see what happens in the next book.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
the next one looks like it's underwater, right?
Mm-hmm.
hold on,
Which means it'll be tagged as
nautical.
Yeah, it'll be more nautical for Tagda.
Wilder.
Which makes me wonder if they're going back to the same exact place where his father was killed.
The Weeping Tide. Let's see what Goodreads says.
This is what you call improv, people. Improv.
Hello.
Since we don't have Amanda here to give us the tidbits, let's see. The Weeping Tide. Yes, it definitely does look underwater. He's holding on to what looks like maybe a stingray, but it's hard.
I'm so sorry.
It says Barclay and his friends must save an island city from the legendary beast of the sea in this exciting second book in the Wilderlore series. Perfect for fans of Nevermore and How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh my god, How to Train Your Dragon. That's what I've been trying to think of this entire time. Sorry.
Something is wrong at the sea. The Weeping Tide, a carnivorous algae bloom, is eating up all the fish. Beasts are terrorizing the nearby Elsewheres, and Lochmordra, the legendary beast, is rising at random and swallowing ships whole. Barclay's teacher, the famous guardian keeper Runa Razgar, has been summoned to investigate, and as her apprentice, Barclay gets to join too. But Runa's nemesis has also been called to the sea, and he's brought apprentices of his own. When the not-so-friendly competition between them grows fierce, it's Barclay, the only one from the Elsewheres, who can't seem to keep up. The key to stopping Lochmordra lies in his mythical home, but as the flood of the Weeping Tide encroaches, time is running out to find it. If the rival groups can't cast aside old grudges and learn to work together, soon the sea will be destroyed completely. And all the while, Barclay must ask himself, is there truly a place for him in the Wilderlands?
Interesting.
So we at least know it's going to be Viola's former master.
I thought he was in jail.
Versus Runa.
No, and we only have 1 month to wait because it comes out on February 1st.
Mm-hmm. I plan on reading it in March.
Tori says maybe she got the wrong date. I play D&D, but just for a year. Still a noob. Welcome back, John.
Welcome back.
Drew.
No.
No. It's okay, Drew. You're not the only one. Amanda is also late. Or maybe she was really early. Maybe she was here like an hour before. And she was like, where's everybody at? And then left. I don't know, but you're definitely not late because we're just chatting because at this point we don't have an author for our author chat, unfortunately. Let's see. I get the adult box with Once Upon a Book Club and also loved every book I've gotten so far. Yes, I agree. They could better with the gifts sometimes. Mm-hmm. I read it last month, but it wasn't my favorite. His beast was awesome. I love the fact that they were so similar and the beast chose him, helped him become more himself.
Yes, so true.
I found it interesting how it was like, in a way, it like Nevermore had its way of like broaching topics that were really going on in the world, but in a way that kids can more easily understand. I think that was touched on in Wilderlore as well with Prejudice, where everybody believes that these lawkeepers are like these bad, awful things, like the people that bond with the beasts and they're like the magical people or whatever, that they're like this one way. And he goes there with this mindset of these people are all bad and evil and they're trying to do bad things. And yeah, granted, some of them are, but not all of them. And he's seeing and learning and going, okay, maybe not maybe not like this isn't all of these people are the same. It's yeah, there's a couple that are not good, but the rest are fine. And so I think it's dealing with that prejudice. Like he's seeing like, okay, it's not what I've been taught.
And I will say, to add on what you're saying, the best part where you notice that in is when he's standing there with Galvador, however you pronounce the beast's name. Gavaldor. And he goes, oh, he's not some monster. He's part of nature. He's just a creature. And he's not screaming to like attack someone. He's screaming in pain.
Mm-hmm.
We need to help him. Even though this is the monster who killed his parents.
Yeah.
Or the beast.
I wasn't even referring to the beast specifically, but yeah, that's a good point too. I was referring to the people because they were the people where he was living and being an apprentice mushroom farmer. They all believed that any of these people that were bonded with the beast were bad people, and that people that believed in this stuff, those were bad people. But I mean, yeah, some of them are bad people, but not all of them are bad people.
I hope his master from the village comes back in a future book. I kind of liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How he sent him for his own, like sent him away for his own protection, and not.
He's like, you were never meant. He was like, you were never meant for here. Go.
I love that.
Go, my child. And I was like, oh.
Killed me.
I enjoyed it. I read it in like August, and it was such a fun middle grade. Yes, the name too. Is this a sign to not do middle grades anymore? Both Clint and Kaylani can't keep it PG.
No. We'll work on that.
I mean, the next show is definitely not going to be PG.
Never is.
It's so like the author live show. I usually will do like monetizing like afterwards. I don't even bother with the after hours because I know.
I mean, last Bookmas after hours live show, that one, Lord have mercy, the questions that were asked by Kaylani and we answered.
Was that
all of us were asking questions? I just started.
You just got dirtier and dirtier with the questions.
Was it? I thought the Truth or Dare one was before that.
No, it wasn't Truth. It was Truth or Drink. It was Mary Bookmas. Yeah.
It was Mary Bookmas.
It was the very first live show that I did with you guys.
Oh yeah, where you were finding the adult Truth or Dare question.
Yeah, and you can't ask drunk Clint those type of questions and not expect, or you can't ask sober Clint those questions.
I mean,
I forgot we were live there.
Quite a few people.
We all surprised each other. It was a wild ride from start to finish.
I was suspicious, but didn't figure it out early. The next book is called The Weeping Tide. I was getting suspicious of one of them, but didn't guess the extent of the twist. I don't know if kids would guess it. That's a good point because it is meant for kids, and so like an adult might be able to figure out the stuff like this.
See, I thought the brain with me, I always thought it was the brother, but then I thought that the brother was too obvious, so it was going to be the sister that was going to be the twist, to be the one that's working with the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they leaned in heavily in the book where you can notice that it was the brother, and a lot of like things were aimed at the brother.
I wonder if they'll make a comeback.
Those are the apprentices that come back in the second one.
I think that, and this is something that didn't get, in my opinion, didn't get addressed in this book, and so I'm curious if it's going to get addressed in the next one or a future book. But there's a reason that Barclay was chosen. There's something special about Barclay that made him be chosen.
Yeah.
And we don't really know anything about Barclay and his family. I mean, we know that Barclay's family was killed, but I don't think he's quite normal. I think he's something special.
I think my personal opinion is I think his parents were lore keepers
Interesting.
because the fact of how fast his animal clicked in with him and marked him. That's what I personally think. Or at least one's a lore keeper and the other one's from elsewhere.
See, I think they're. I don't even think it. I think that he's special, even with the lore keepers. I think he. So I don't think it's just that they're lore keepers. I think they're special, or they were special something that's stood apart from even the lore keepers and stuff.
I think it would be a really interesting twist if he ended up being Tagda's brother. I don't know how that would work, but that would be interesting.
Tagda's brother?
Because you know how middle grades, they always like introduce like the villain, and then there's in some middle grades they're always like somehow siblings.
Oh, interesting. It's an interesting concept. Okay, I can see it.
I didn't guess the twist, but I really enjoyed it. Oh, I'm glad to the wait for second. Book 2 isn't long. Wow, words are hard. Yes, bring back the mushroom farmer.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing that show. That's always a good time.
Oh, and I've got wine set up ready for that one. Finally found wine that I like.
I need to get some more. I have like a bottle of. Oh, it's gonna be fancy. I got me a bottle of champagne. Champagne. I even got some strawberries.
Some strawberries.
I had that same thought, Clint. So you weren't the only one thinking that. It's been a few months since I read it, so sorry for not coming in and chatting about the books. It's okay.
You're all good. Glad you're here.
I agree with you, Clint.
I have a question since we're done with the comments. What did you guys think of whatever his face's name is? I can't remember the other one with the really high level.
Tagda?
Oh, the bad guy that was trying to like break his bond.
No. The other kid in the hat. He had the water.
Tagda.
Tagda? His name was Tagda?
I don't remember anybody named
Tagda. Tagda.
His name was not. That's not how it was pronounced in the audiobook. I don't think.
So you're talking about the one that ended up not.
Or sorry, Tadg. Sorry, Tagged.
Tide. His name is Tide. His name is Tide.
Oh.
Sorry, that's who I meant on being brothers with. Sorry.
You're talking about that's the one with that they thought was working with the bad guy. Yeah. What was your question about him?
What did you think of his beast? Because it didn't really come out to the very end. He was like a water beast, and it came in his and they spilled over, and then he like electrocuted it.
I think that's going to tie in a lot with the next book.
Uh-huh.
The whole water
the fact
thing.
that the beast was his father's.
Yes.
And when his father was killed, the beast immediately marked him.
I also like that the Grevaldor that he took, like the bad guy, he made all the bonds of the bad guy break.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was interesting. It was a very cool ending. I like the way that she did that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we're going to get 6 books if the second one's dealing with another legendary beast, because isn't there 6 legendary beasts that were mentioned? One for each of the things, and I feel like if they do that, it could be 7 books, because there could be something messing with each beast, and then they realize that there's an overall arcing something that Barclay may have to save. You know how middle grades and stuff like that work. My brain thinks.
Yeah, I am looking forward to continuing. I feel like so that's probably I think it's just a hardcover coming out. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And so I'm not gonna have match. Oh. I'll have to buy this in hardcover, I guess. Because I really liked it. But I mean I have the arc.
We'll keep the arc next to it.
I might possibly wait until the paperback comes out so I can just have the paperbacks.
But I feel like a lot of the time with ARC paperbacks, they're also not the same size. Like, they're like slightly off. Have you ever noticed that?
Maybe.
I don't have a lot of arcs on my shelf, so
I have one with a lot like Audios. No, a lot like Ola and whatever. Those two, they don't match.
I just got the paperback of Ray Bear, and I also have the arc of Ray Bear, so I'm going to grab those and compare them. Hold on.
but yeah. I am looking forward to continuing. Because this has potential to be one of my favorite middle grade series.
I don't
It's got
think
a good
top
setup.
Amari or Nevermore for me, but it's really good.
It'll never. I don't think it will top either one of those for me either, even though I've only read the first book in both. But
so the thing is that I'm really excited about Amari is, as much as I love Nevermore, it does have the potential to top it. Right now, it's not topped because there's 3 books in Nevermore where Amari only has 1. But if the second book is as good as the first book for Amari and Night Brothers, it could totally be my favorite book.
yeah.
So that's interesting.
They're not the same size, right?
They're not. Hold on.
See?
The arc is higher.
The arc's bigger.
They're usually a lot bigger and taller. I don't know why that is, but I have noticed it.
But they're like this, almost the same thickness, which is wild. But yeah, the arc is bigger.
Called it.
I've gotten so many copies of this book, like it's ridiculous. So I ended up with like, I got the arc at Y'all Fest before COVID, and I met Jordan and got her to sign it, and then I got the hardcover of Ray Bear in 2 subscription boxes.
Damn.
And then I just won a giveaway that came like as soon as I got back from the cruise, and it had paperback. I'm just like, I got a lot.
Have you read it?
No.
I will say that's one of the ones on my list to check out because I've heard it's really good.
I've heard really good things, and I've heard really good things about the sequel as well. So
yeah,
I came home to having won 2 giveaways from Y'all Fest, and like from the different Y'all Fest things, and so I got like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 new books, and this is one of them. But I'm just like, I already unhauled one of the hardcovers, and I was keeping the arc because it's personalized, and I was keeping one of the finished hardcovers. But I'm like, I don't need I don't need 4 copies of this book.
have you guys ever like looked at your recommendations on Goodreads based off of like the app? It tells you like what they recommend.
Yes.
And I'm looking and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the books that are on here. I've already read them. So why are you recommending them?
hello.
Karina says, yep, I have wine on deck that's ready to be drank.
Drank it.
Super interesting. Love how it played into that not every beast is a pet.
7.
There's supposed to be 4 books
8.
according to Goodreads.
Go off Goodreads.
9.
I know
10,
there are 4 books bought by the publisher, so
11,
there could be
12,
6, but the last 2 haven't been slated
13,
yet.
15,
Could be 7 plus a novella.
15. 15 of mine I've already read, if you're going to go off that recommendations. And they're recommending me like Harry Potter.
A-Star Reed says, I have to head off, but this was great, even without the author. Thank you so much for the discussion. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Who knows? Maybe we'll have Amanda pop up in the future. I don't know. John says he will be drinking coffee. I got a crazy wild curl going on here. I'll take one of those copies. LOL. I love the Ray Bear duology. Hey, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
So if you're just joining, this is our author chat with Amanda Foody
Minus Amanda
Minus
Foody.
Amanda Foody.
Yeah. Well, you see, we don't
We have
know.
no idea. Like, I was talking with Amanda day before yesterday. We wrote back and forth. I gave her the link for the live show. She's excited to be here. She asked if there's anything she needed to do to prepare. I told her what would what would be going on, and she was like, "Sounds like fun. See you there."
And now we are at an hour mark.
We have no Amanda Foody.
Watch
I
her
have
pop
to,
in
like,
now.
at the beginning, I wrote her an email. I'm like, "Hey, we're live. Are you still coming?" And then I wrote her on Instagram, and I'm like, "Hey, we're live. Are you still coming?" She hasn't seen the one on Instagram yet, so and I can't get her Twitter to work, so
It is what it is.
we've been discussing the book, and we've kind of gone back and forth between talking about other stuff and talking about the book, and talking about the next in the series. I also have all these other books of hers right here. We got the newest one, All of Us Villains, which sounds so good. I'm super excited to read this. I want to read it like now. Ace of Shades, which I've read. Daughter of the Burning City, which I've read. This one I really, really like. I've actually got it. I don't do a lot of tabs, and I have tabs. Let's see. I tab I tab things that I really like in the book, like quotes and stuff. So let's see what my tabs for this book were, because it's been a long time since I've read it. Okay, so this one's a quote. It says, "I roll my eyes. If she knew the truth, she'd just as quickly call it devil work." And I wrote next to it, "How can she roll her eyes? She doesn't have any eyes." And then there was a drawing here, and one of the lines on the drawing says, "Adores me." And I was like, "Adores me? WTF?"
Snap her neck? What?
And then this one, "How would we all feel?" This is a quote. "How would we all feel if we woke up tomorrow morning and found you two cut right down the middle?" And then I was like, "Wait, what?" See page 240. What's on 240? Oh, that is on 240.
What? Oh wow! What is this book?
Interesting.
Daughter of the Burning City.
I mean, like I'm like saying that like what is happening right now? Like what's happening there?
A darkly irresistible new fantasy set in the infamous Gomorrah Festival, a traveling carnival of debauchery that caters to the strangest of dreams and desires. Y'all would probably really like this one as well. I really liked it. I liked it more than I liked Ace of Shades.
To answer your question, Jon, it's 400 pages.
Wow, I can't believe that. That's so sad about Amanda. Yeah, it is.
True.
We have no idea. We don't know. But if eventually this live show ends and she hasn't arrived, then I'll send her an email and be like, so the author chat live show ended, and but you are welcome to join us in our after hours live show. So I'll send her the link for that. So maybe she'll show up in that during our crazy drunkenness.
Maybe.
Oh Lord, we'll be mid conversation of something that she doesn't want to hear when she pops in.
I'm 14 pages into All of Us Villains. I started it right before the live. Ooh, what do you think so far? How long is All of Us Villains, please? Oh, you just answered that. And the Shadow Game series is one of my favorite series.
I still need to read that. I have it right here.
Nikki remembers me reading Daughter of the Burning City. Thank you for that, you both, to answer my question. So, yep. I keep checking my email like every few minutes to see if I've gotten any kind of email from her. Nothing.
Nothing. Silence. Crickets.
I hope she's okay. That's all I say.
So yeah, I mean, we all enjoyed it. It was a great book. It was a fun read. It was, I thought, the perfect choice for Mary Bookmas.
Yeah.
Would have been better if we had had the author here to chat. This is definitely this has been a season-a-thon first. We've never had an author not show up, so I don't know. I hope it, yeah. Like Karina says, I hope all is well with Amanda.
I mean, we've had authors show up in vehicles to
Yeah.
do the live show with us.
Jeff Zentner went to a parking lot and chatted with us via his out in his car. It's good so far. Definitely going to be a bit dark. I'm so excited for all of us villains. Yeah, I just got it like right before I left on the cruise, and I was like, "Oh, I kind of want to take this and read it now."
It looks
because I was like, it would have. I was like, you know what? It also would have worked for a couple of challenges for Mary Bookmas. So it would have worked for Bookception because there is a salacious tell-all book. It would have worked for competition because there's a tournament in it. And who knows what else it would have worked for, but
John, we all gave it a 4-star.
Yeah.
Like,
though several
across
people
the
that
board.
read it also gave it 5 stars. I don't think anybody said anything less than 4 stars.
4. Yeah.
Can I also state this is the first time, I think? No, never mind. It's not the first time. I was going to say, I think this is the first time we've all agreed 100% across the board with the same rating. But all of us gave Jeff Zentner 5 stars. So
Yeah, I was going to say we've had where we were
And
all
perfect on
like given 5
paper.
stars before.
yeah,
Wait, what did you guys give perfect on paper?
I gave it 5 stars.
I gave it 5 stars.
I'm the only one that I gave it 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think a lot of the books we've all given 5 stars, but there have been a few that we haven't matched on. There's only been 2 season-a-thon books that I have given 3 stars.
Where Dreams Descend and our very first one, Graveyard Book.
Mm-hmm. But I can say the Graveyard Book was has been my favorite Neil Gaiman book.
It'd be like that.
I'm sorry that I told you to go ahead and read Ocean at the End of the Lane. I thought you would have enjoyed it, but you have to like it. Like, I think I read it at the perfect time when I read it.
Every time I think about that book, it just that's exactly what it does to me. It's like, it just makes
There's a scene with a bug, right? Or a worm.
Worms out of the toes or something.
Worms coming out.
Yep. Ugh.
I was just like that. I was like, nope, I'm done.
For those of y'all who don't know what book we're talking about this one. Which is still one of my favorite books.
You were like...
I'm like, it's still one of my favorite books, but I read it at a good time that I needed this.
That just makes my feet hurt.
I also read it because a friend of mine who I had a crush on at the time really, really loves Neil Gaiman, and this is the one he told me to read, and I literally read it in hopes that I might sleep with him. So
we're going to talk about a different book because that just makes my feet feel funky.
Well, that was an interesting sentence that you just said right there, Clint. Thank you for that.
Well, it worked. That's all I'm going to say.
I read 4 books for Mary Bookmas Readathon. Way to go.
Way to go, Drew.
I gave Perfect on Paper 4 stars too. I gave Where Dreams Descend 3 stars too. Yeah, see, Clint and Kaylani both gave it 5 stars, but I only gave it 3.
Speaking of Where Dreams Descend, in my TBR video that I posted today, where I could not find a what, when, where, or how, or why book that I needed.
When night breaks.
I just saw it a second ago, so I grabbed it and put it on my TBR cart. If I have time to get to it, that will be my
buzzword.
My buzzword of the month.
Clint, you are the second person that I had to say something to about buzzword.
No, when you go to Lala's video, she also mentions how.
Yeah.
Well, when she's saying it,
I
she's
just
like,
missed
"What
the
are
word
what are
why.
they?" And then she's like, "The 5 W's." And then you go on the Goodreads and it says the 5 W's. And
Well,
it's
I just
what,
went off
when,
of what
where,
she
who,
wrote.
and why.
I sped up and went with what was written on the screen, so I wrote that down.
Yeah, and on the video it does say how.
Yeah.
I remember she goes like, "What, when, where, huh, what?" And she's like, "I can't remember whatever the 5 W's are."
So that means I have to change my book because how's not one of them?
Yeah, if she puts on Goodreads the 5 W's.
Oh, see, I don't follow her on Goodreads. I just watched the video, so maybe I'll.
But count
I
it
was
as
gonna read one of your favorite books, though, Clint.
just read how, because it's in the video on the screen as saying what, when, where.
You know
and
what I
how.
was gonna read?
One of my favorite, How to Hang a Witch. It's okay if you don't like it.
I know
I
A
won't be
Star
mad.
Reads picked a book with how as well, and I was like, "It's the 5 W's.
Technically, there's a W in how.
It's when, where, what, when, where,
Why and
why,
where.
what, how." Nah, dang it, y'all messed me
When,
up.
what, where, why, and how.
No,
Those are the 5.
no.
What?
When, what, when, where, why, and who.
Oh, I always
Who,
forget
what,
about
when,
who.
where, and why. That's what it is. Who, what, when, where, and why.
Well, the only other one that was popping out when I was doing my TBR, where is it? Was one that I really did not want to read.
You know, the book that you're reading, Mel, is the one that I was thinking about reading too. What, Big Teeth?
Mhm.
But I also have Why We Fly. That one sounds good.
But I was like, when night breaks, I can finally finish a duology.
There you
Hopefully I
go.
can get to it.
Hope was like, "Nope, nope, nope, never reading that." Ocean at the End of the Lane.
Yep. and then John's like, read it.
I just read Hope's second.
This PG, Clint. We're not in the after show yet. I'm reading When Night Breaks for Buzzword 2. I remember she did say how. Yeah, I remember she was saying like a bunch, and then she was
Well,
like,
when
"Wait, what?" And
I
then-
went to the video because I couldn't find where I wrote it all down. So I went to the video and just
Where I
fast
wrote it down?
forward to where I written it. Whatever. I can't brain today, okay?
Words are hard, right?
Yes. So I was like sitting over here going. So I went to the video, just fast forward
I'm
it,
looking
and
it
had
up
it
right now
up.
because I'm really curious. Oh, there it is right here. Oh, wait. Here we
We're
go.
all silent waiting.
Yes. Here we go. You got this. January. Uh-huh. Get together, Kayla! There it is, right there. It
It's
says
on the screen where it says how.
how.
It says how on the screen.
Okay, so she's got 6 words there,
Yes.
and then hold on.
The 5 W's.
Yeah, it's the 5 W's, and she's got 6 words there.
But she has how on the screen, so I'm not wrong. Damn it.
And then hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna take this picture here.
Of me? You want to take a picture?
No,
Oh.
of something else. I'm gonna show y'all. And then so then on, I don't know if y'all can see this or not. On the Goodreads, it says,
It's so blurry, I can't see.
Hold on. Maybe if I can rotate.
It's the buzzword for January is the 5 W's. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
who, what, when, where, and why. But in Kayla's video, she wrote down how, and so many people picked a book with how in the title. And so now we're going back in between, like, is she wrong? Should we have done it? Should we pick new books?
But it says
In the video, it says
the
how, so
5
deal with
W's,
it.
and then she's got 6 words on there. But in the Goodreads, it's the 5 W's.
The controversy. Kayla, look what you did.
My thing is,
The 5 W's, they're not 6.
my thing is just screw it. If you've already filmed the video and you've already got your book picked, just deal with it.
Yeah, as far as like mine, I just I wasn't even thinking when I picked for my unplugged book box. I picked what's my book?
Big
I don't
teeth,
know.
What
big
big
teeth?
teeth?
What big teeth?
And so when I was like afterwards, I was like, oh crap, I didn't tell what my buzzword was or my TBR knockout stuff. And then I was like, oh, I picked a book that has that. Yay. It just worked out that I didn't have to add another book because I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have to film another clip to add to it.
Maybe I will change it to What Big Teeth because I do have it on Libby. So we'll see.
The
not
buzzword
missing on
prompt for
my TBR, so.
January is the 5 W's: who,
Plus
what,
how.
when, where, and why.
And how.
Video and how. Also, Kaylani, audiobook for How to Hang a Witch is narrated by the author. Just,
I do. If I can read it, I will do both, just so I can make sure I can actually hit the challenge. Maybe.
I just want to let you know that the audiobook's narrated by Adriana.
I think I had the audiobook for How to Hang a Witch available through either mine or Karina's Libby account. Thanks, Karina.
I was
Nikki
like,
says,
if you
I'd let it
don't,
slide this time.
I was like, hold on. If you don't, I may actually own the audiobook and be like, here you go.
Gotcha. I missed the beginning of that discussion because my 4-year-old was in need.
Oh, no, I have Killing November. Sorry. I have her other one.
Yeah, through Karina's, I can steal it. They're both 11 hours, so it's like I can just pick or choose. All right, at 1 hour and 15 minutes, Mel. Are we calling
Yeah. I really wish I knew what happened.
Well, if we find out what happened, we will let you guys know in the After Hours live show.
Yeah, because she still hasn't seen, like, she hasn't checked my message on Instagram.
I really hope she's okay.
Well, okay, she posted on her Instagram stories 5 hours ago.
So she's fine.
First breakfast made in the new year.
Uh-oh.
Okay, opening up Instagram, and the first thing I see is my fiance.
She also shared something 2 hours ago. She shared somebody's...
Oh, Amanda.
Dude.
So is it officially
so
okay
2 hours ago.
Well,
It could have been anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, but yeah.
Oh, Mel, since you're here, when are we starting the Diviners?
Hold on.
That's the third week.
Oh, damn. Is it okay if I read it early?
Yes.
Okay.
I
have the audiobook now, so I'm like, I should probably use it. My boob hurts.
Come on, gown.
Trying to find the page where I have all of that.
Damn.
I know, right? Sorry. I just opened up Instagram after Sterling was this. I was like, okay, drag queen.
This is so fun anyways. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. What time is the After Hours? That is at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
5 p.m. PST.
3 p.m. Central.
What?
No, 7 p.m. Central.
I'm like, no. That's not right.
It's because I was looking at the clock and it says 3:17.
That's the time it is right now, Clint. It's okay, y'all. He started drinking a couple of hours ago.
No, I woke up so probably hungover this morning at 7:30. Listen, I almost fell when I walked to the bathroom.
Be like that. Also, Clint, I'm like almost done. You have been ghosted. Yeah, seriously. I'm almost done with Vicious' story. I have like 200 pages left, and that's almost seeing as it's a 500-page book. I've already read 300 pages. It's so good. I'm like obsessed. But I spoiled myself because I went to go see who book 6 was about, and I spoiled myself for the plot line of what's happening with Vicious' story because I think it travels over to Fury, and I totally spoiled myself. I'm like, damn it!
Maybe she napped too hard.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm up. Maybe she'll show up to our After Hours. Who knows?
It's the after hours tonight.
Yes.
I love The Diviners, one of my favorite book series. Yeah, Marty and I read the first book, maybe the second. I can't really remember. And I'm looking forward to like rereading and continuing the series.
I may join you guys with the third book because January and February I have way too many buddy reads. So I'm like,
I just realized that February is going to probably be the biggest word count book month for me because I'm going to be rereading Crescent City and then reading House of Sky and Breath. Like that's going to be at least right there, just like 1,000+ pages.
I'm not rereading Crescent City because I don't know if I would be able to push through those first 400 pages without it pissing me off again. So I'm just going to go
True.
straight into it, seeing as I just finished Crescent City. Couple weeks ago.
Eventually, I'll reread Crescent City and read the second book. I don't know when I'll do that though. February is going to be I'm going to try to make it as a light of reading as possible because Marty and I are going to Barcelona.
Barcelona.
We're going there we're going to leave here on February 11th and we won't get home until the 22nd.
Well, damn.
And I also, so one of the things that I didn't do for 2021 that I had on like my focus board for 2021 was I wanted to go bungee jumping, and that didn't happen because COVID, and it made it even more limiting where you could go and do that. And so I want to do it in 2022, and I can do it just outside Barcelona.
Nice.
So I'm going to go bungee jumping in Spain.
Come back safely, please.
Yes, please. I kind of need you in November, so please be safe.
Will do. Yes, the after show is tonight. I'll try to join the after hours if I don't forget the time. Well, I will post on Twitter as well, and we'll all like retweet it when it gets closer to time. The break gives us a chance to, normally we have the author here and we chat for anywhere from an hour and a half, sometimes a little bit more. And then it gives us a break to like be able to do anything we need, eat dinner, that kind of stuff before jumping into alcohol.
I still haven't decided if I'm drinking or not. I don't know.
You should, seeing as it might be your last time too.
Well, the thing is, nobody tell anybody nothing, but I'm having some weird symptoms. I'm not sure if I should or shouldn't.
Oh.
But I don't know for sure. That happened to me last month too, so I'm like, should I? But this is supposed to be my break month, and I want to drink, but I don't know if I should. So,
you know what? You could have some some drinks, maybe not get like
shwation.
Yeah.
Don't get as drunk as I did last night, crying and giggling. I was giggling so hard last night, they thought I was high.
Hey, Lonnie, text me, please, since I don't have Twitter. I will text you, girl. You got it.
Clint, please have a drink for me, as I cannot drink because of my spine medication.
Oh, no, John, I hope you're
okay. I will.
Yeah, we'll both have drinks for you.
Yes.
I'm reading Crescent City for the first time in this month.
I hope you love it.
No, you don't, Nikki. No, you don't.
You have to read anything else? No.
No.
But Nikki's also okay. Nikki's reading ACOTAR in January with Sterling because Tracy is joining me, Kaylani, and a couple of others, Karina, and I think Hope.
Yeah, Hope's
with
doing it.
Throne of Glass.
Yeah.
I just gotta make sure I read the final book in ACOTAR before Sterling does, so I don't
get on that.
So yeah,
I have the audiobook if you need it.
Oh, I do too. I have Scribd again, so it's on Scribd.
Hope's doing the same thing as you, Kaylani, for February. Yes, perfect anniversary trip, and it is our anniversary. Because
how long have you guys been married?
Our anniversary is Valentine's Day, and yes, we actually got married on Valentine's Day, and we will be married 24 years.
Dang, that's exciting.
Like almost as long as you've been alive. That's wild, isn't it?
I was just telling my husband, we were talking about it yesterday. I'm gonna be 25 this year, and I know Mel and Clint, you guys are both older than me, but I'm having one of those crises in the middle of my 20s. I'm 25. I'm 5 years from 30. When did that sneak up on me?
Listen, rewatching Sex and the City and them talking about the problems of you being, if you're ever single at the age of 35, or the problems of the whole, your life ends at the age of 35 because you can't go out and be as social, you can't party like you used to and stuff like that. And I was just I turned 32 this year. That means Oh my god, I turned 32 and 22. I'm too close to 35. I don't want my life to be over with yet. Don't say that to me.
Y'all can all look to me and know that that's not the case.
True.
Oh no, we
I
know.
don't think that's how I think anymore. I think I used to think that when I was younger, but now as you get into like your 20s and you're like, bitch, I got years. I got fucking years to have fun. Like, it's just weird that I can say like 25 out loud and it be like a tangible number. Like, I'm literally gonna turn 25 this year.
When I turned 25, we lived in California when I turned 25, and my sister sent me a message, and she's like, "How does it feel to be half a decade old?" And I'm like, "I am not."
I mean, ma'am.
I'm like,
You're a fourth of a decade.
yeah. I'm like, your math is off.
A little off.
But then when I turned 30, I was just like, I remember when my mom turned 30, and I remember thinking how old 30 was. And then when I turned 30, I was like, yeah, 30 is not old at all.
30.
And like, I had a stripper for my 30th birthday. And
Hell yeah.
yeah, it was a good fun.
See,
it was a good
30,
birthday.
40 and thriving.
See, with my job, calling all these numbers and stuff, and I see people's ages next to it occasionally, I used to think 55 when I was younger was like so old and like they can't do anything, they'll be at home. And I was just like, now that I'm like 55, they still at work, they busting the butts, they doing the most. And I sit there and think my mother turns 52 in 2022. She turns 52. And I'm like, my mom still goes to the clubs and gets drunk with people. Listen.
I also remember when I was pregnant with Becca, and we took a trip. We took a trip to Niagara Falls, and we went to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and then we went up to Niagara Falls. And we're like, we're gonna do this now because after she's born, we're not gonna be able to do anything for like 18 years. That's not the case.
Cheryl called out something that popped in my head when you said that decade's the wrong number. You mean century, not decade. Decade is 10 years.
Well, that's the joke that she was making. That she.
Yeah, she said, "How's it feel to be half a century old?" And I'm like, "I'm not." It was a quarter of a century.
Yeah, but you said decade, so it's like, yeah.
I was 2.5 decades old. We still can't travel here in Canada because of COVID. I don't know if I would if I could right now. I'm going to Canada next year in 2022 twice. I'll be going to Canada twice in 2022. Mike's in here. Put it here.
We're still in the author live chat. We're still in the author live chat.
Yes, twice. I'm going to Canada twice. In May, at the end of May, me, Marty, Xander, and Marty's parents are all flying to Vancouver. And then we're there for a day or two. And then we're getting on a cruise and going to Alaska. We're doing an Alaskan cruise. And then when we come back, we'll have another day or two in Vancouver before flying home. And then in September, for Marty's birthday, we're driving up to New York City and getting on a cruise from New York City and doing a Canadian cruise.
Traveling a lot. I love it. And
yeah,
me.
Yes, in April, I'm going to Mobile to visit my mom. Me and Xander are going down there for his spring break. And then like a week after I get back, I fly to go see Kaylani.
And we're going to go to Y'all West.
Yay. And then in November, I'm going to see Clint and be one of his one of his bridesmaids at his wedding. And then after that, I'm going to Y'all Fest.
Speaking of wedding, I think I've like blew my maid of honor's mind because I mentioned to her we were talking about bachelor parties and I said, well, this would be a perfect weekend. She's like, oh yeah, I've kind of planned that, don't I? And I was like, yeah. Now she's sending me all these questions like, do you want it overnight? Do you want a day? Do you want a weekend? What do you want? And I was like, I don't know, surprise me. And she's like, don't say that.
Man, I didn't have that luxury. I planned my bridal shower. I planned my bachelorette party. I planned all of it.
If Sterling's maid of honor and another one of our friends is going to plan his, mine better plan mine because I chose her specifically because she's good at planning shit.
Y'all want to know
Listen.
my
Oh yeah, and Nikki's coming up
Bachelor.
for the wedding too.
my
Yay,
bachelor,
Nikki!
my bachelorette? Nothing. I had I was at Marty's parents' house. Marty was hanging out with some of his friends for his little bachelor party, and I was at Marty's parents' house getting ready, pretty much getting ready for the wedding. I mean, I was 17, so
Not a lot to do.
my maid of honor, she didn't make it to the wedding. She didn't make it to the wedding because my maid of honor actually got married exactly 1 week before, and was coming back from her honeymoon and got snowed in Kentucky, and so didn't make it. And luckily, my aunt fit perfectly into her dress and shoes, so my aunt was a fill-in maid of honor.
You just got lucky there. Lucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a teeny tiny wedding. Like the only people on my side was my aunt and my uncle and their kids and my mom. That was it.
I had a really great. I didn't think when I think back on my bachelorette, it's not like a lot of other people's, but I had a really great bachelorette. My mom, my stepmom, and like some of my friends and then my sister were all there. And the fact that my mom and my stepmom don't even talk, and we still had the freaking best night. Everyone was high off their asses and drunker than shit. Sorry, author live show. No author, so I can give myself some slack here. But like I think back on that freaking day, and we had such a blast. Like it was so much fun. We went to a bar crawl, so we hit like 4 different bars in one night, and it was so much fun.
Now I will say that I have been a maid of honor and planned somebody's well, it was a bachelor party, not a bachelorette, because I was not a maid of honor. I was the best woman.
Yes, the best woman.
For my friend Rob, he was getting married and I was his best woman. And he's straight. It was like a straight wedding, but it was awesome. And I started the night off for him with we went to a drag show dinner. That's how we started our bachelor party.
I love that though.
He loved it too. He loved it too. And so I was like, yay. So we did the drag show dinner. We did go to an adult club. He had like no interest in that at all. He was just like, okay, whatever.
You know what? I need to make a note to talk to you guys about something for the After Hours live show because it's not appropriate here, but it's hilarious. And I have to talk to you about it.
Let's see what else. All I can say is that I would love you three to come over to Australia for my 50th birthday. I want to go to Australia. When is your 50th birthday? Kaylani, text me please since I don't have Twitter.
I'll text you.
So excited and nervous for Crescent City.
Just push through the first 400 pages and continue.
It's 200 pages, not 400.
Yeah, it was 400 for me.
Yeah, the first 200 pages are kind of like I almost DNF'd it, but I pushed through, and I'm glad I did because I really enjoyed it.
It's a lot of like world building, info dumpy. There's a lot going on, and then once you get into it, once you love the characters, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm hoping that the book 2 will just be so much better.
Yeah. I just wanted to see because I want to read that this year, but I'm so excited to start ACOTAR for the first time.
I hope you love it.
I did like last or 2020, I read the Throne of Glass series, and then 2021, I did a reread of the ACOTAR series up to the newest book. And so that's a fun world. I'm really curious to see how you feel about the first book.
I know.
And then how you feel about the second book.
Sterling and Nikki are reading it for the first time, and I'm just like, I need to know their opinions of the first one. Because then what the second one happens, and I'm just like, I need to know how y'all feel about a certain person.
Yeah, I remember everybody asking me a bunch of questions after I read the first one and wanting to hear my opinions, and then they're like, okay,
Oh, wait. Oh, wait, there's more.
And then I read the second one, and they're like, now let me ask you the same questions.
I told Sterling that if he doesn't really like the first one, to at least read the second one
Yeah, you have to.
and then decide if he wants to continue.
Drew's going to be 23 this year.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a breakdown at 25 too, Kaylani.
Well, like, it's pretty normal.
Yeah. Marty had his little crisis. He had it when he turned, gosh, was it 20? I think 20 or 21, something like that. He started freaking out about, and I was like, it's fine. It's okay.
We're gonna be okay.
I'm 50, so what are you worried about? Now I feel old. I'm 37. I'm older than you. You mean half a century or a quarter of a century, not a decade. I just turned 44. I'm Canadian too. Quebec is having a lockdown and a curfew right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're going on an Alaskan cruise this summer too in June.
Nice. I hope you have fun.
I think mine is like either the last. We fly out, I want to say on the 28th. So ours might technically be June. I can't remember when it starts. Yeah, the way things are going in BC right now, I wouldn't count on being able to come here. We're this close to a lockdown, LOL. Well, those aren't for a while still. So I'm hoping things get better before then. Yay, Clint's wedding.
Clint.
Where's my invite? Yes, I'm coming to the wedding. I'm so excited to meet you guys and celebrate. Yay. I was the best woman at my dad's wedding.
Nice.
I know. I keep forgetting how young Hope is.
What would you do if your brother had a bachelor party and invited everyone except me?
Oh.
I wouldn't show up at the wedding then. But I'm petty.
Yeah, me too. I would be like, bye.
No, see, I would still go. I would be petty at the wedding.
Ooh.
At the reception.
No. I would be petty at the bachelor party. I would show up.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I didn't think I needed an invite because I'm the brother.
There you go.
Hello.
I feel so young just sitting here at 17. Oh, she's a baby.
I know. I keep forgetting how young you are, Hope, because of some of the things that we're buddy reading and what we're reading together. I forget.
This is my first time as an almost 25-year-old that somebody just told me their age, and I'm like, oh, what a baby. Everyone used to say that to me.
So while I was on this cruise that we just went on, there was this family that I met at the casino. I sat down one day and I had like this older lady on one side of me and this young boy, calling him a young boy. He was an adult because he was in the casino on the other side of me. And it just so happened that it was his grandmother and him. And then his mom was on the other side of him. And he was just super, super sweet to like his mom and his grandma. And he was like so encouraging him and like, oh my gosh, grandma, you're doing so good. And he's patting on his mom's back and stuff. And I was like, you're such a sweet boy, aren't you? And he was like, well, yeah, my family, they took me on this cruise for Christmas. I should be sweet to him. And I asked him how old he was, and he's 19. And I remember like referring to him throughout the cruise. And I was like, such a sweet boy. And I'm like, I'm so old.
You sound like you're like grandma's age.
Such a sweet boy. And I'm like, that just does not sound right. He's an adult.
Listen, I was at Walmart the other day, and these teenagers walked past me, and they were doing something stupid, and I just went, damn teenagers. And I went, oh God, I feel old. That just made me feel old. And they turned around and one of them looked at me and was like, okay, grandpa. And I just went, I'm not that old. Don't put that on me.
I can nearly be my granddaughter. You can nearly be my granddaughter. That's great.
I mean, yeah. When I said I referred to him as such a sweet boy. I was just like, what the crap? I'm so old now. What happened? Not grandpa. Not grandpa.
Okay, let us go ahead and slowly like die down on this one because I know we're gonna come back and
Laugh some more.
yes, and do more inappropriateness then.
Okay, hold on. Let me check. Let me check the email one more time. Let me check the Instagram one more time.
I'm gonna laugh if she thought you meant like 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay, hold on. This Instagram shows their stuff. Oh, that's y'all. And that's y'all. No. I go damn teenagers a lot of the time, and I am one. Still no Amanda Foody.
Oh no, well, it was fun while it lasted, though.
Well, we can say we have officially been ghosted for one of our live shows, and
it would have been funnier if the book would have dealt with ghosts.
You know, if we hadn't liked the book, it would have been okay. Be like, well, I need to read more of my Plague Daddy, so I'll catch you in the after hours.
She's reading the book Pestilence.
Yes, it's so good. Enjoy Plague Daddy.
Y'all got me curious. I may have to get that soon then.
Plague Daddy. Okay. All right. Well, this has been an interesting author chat. And I hope you guys still enjoyed it. If you did, give us a thumbs up because we had to deal with it. Give us a thumbs up because we made it work still.
Sure did.
And make sure to come back and join us at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central, 5 Pacific, 6 Mountain Time.
There you go.
And come, we're going to have some drinks. We're going to continue chatting about anything and everything. And it's going to be a good time. And
we love you.
We love you.
Love you.
And remember, always be completely you. Bye. In broadcast.